Hello, hello, Gigaschatten here with a best of the best gameplay for the Birdman. And today we're going to pick a guy you all know, which is famous within the community. It is our Commander Koski. There you see him. He is from Finland. And he is the guy who made the planet's forum, and he also supports the Planets magazine and does a lot of things for the community. Great guy, great personality, I guess. I have never met him, but that's okay. So let's have a look. As you can see, this guy has a lot of experience with every race, and he's very, very high ranked, far higher than I am. Because if you compare, even if I in some occasions also am rear admiral, but he has accomplished all the same with far lesser turns and has greater achievements. And in general, I also encountered him once. I learned a lot. It is like this: I am performing quite well in not, how do I say it, very high games where not many people are really good at. So like me, I'm like a medium player, medium to good maybe, but I tend to lose if I play against really the best of the best. And this guy is one of them, and he performs just extremely good here. Okay, so by race, um, we need to again jump to his profile here, go to the history, and now we're just going to randomly pick a Birdman game of him or of his, as you can see. So maybe we'll just take this one. Let's have a look. It's 1.60, fairly high, right? And also all his games rank almost above 1.3, 1.5. In case you don't know, this kind of indicates how good the other players in this game are. Okay. And yeah, let me check, is there anything else? No, we're just going to take the first one. So this is the Washington sector, and as always, as you know, and oh, this is also cool, I think this is a solo victory, because normally you know, an alliance of 250 planets are needed for two people in a team, but this is a solo victory, as it seems. All right, so let's have a look and see what he has done. Okay, let me also go for full screen mode here. There we go. As usual, we just go to the time machine. Also, we'll see some after 65 turns. So it seems to be a double victory still. And it's just a rare occasion maybe. And yeah, you also see some communication here, but that's not the thing. We want to analyze and learn how to play the Birdman best. Right, so this is his starting area, and if we want to disable everything we see here, okay, I don't think I can do that. Interesting, I thought I could, but that's fine. So what do we see? He created 3 rings. I guess the inner one is 81, and we can quickly check those. So let's mark this here, and then you see, yes, this is 81, this is 162, and this will be the hyper one. No, it is 250, or yeah, 3 turns. So what he does is always 3 rings, because the 3rd ring indicates if a ship flies directly in one direction with warp 9 in 3 turns, it can reach this area. Okay, good. What do we see? The usual stuff. Just analyze the map a little bit. Okay, if I just, from the looks, I see a gap here in this area. He has a very nice path towards the mid, so he can reach this cluster good, and also this one. But even a nicer one is here, right? On the other hand, Here's also a nice cluster, but he would need to fly a lot into that direction. So I personally would think that he would expand into this direction, but first of all, most probably in this area. Yeah, that's how I would play it, probably. Then what else do we see besides the rings? I see here some comments which he made, and you can check them out. You see the indication of the comments because there is a box around the planet here, right? So you click on it, and then you see he says hype ship capture scouts first, L&D protectors with large deep space fighters. Yeah, okay. Is it load and drop protectors? Maybe I don't know what L&D stands for. We'll see. Okay, and the same is here, and the same is here written. Okay, maybe he means because these are like 3 small clusters, because you know, in order to reach this cluster I need to fly 1, 2, 3 turns outside to colonize it. Also 1, 2 here and 2 here, and then you probably just have 1 ship there, but you always run the danger that a hyperspace capable ship will land and maybe capture even your freighter, and that's really not a nice thing. Okay, so most important things, you are the bird. As you know from my race guides, again, my personal opinion, I'm not the best of the best. I hope maybe Koski or someone else in some point of time will create a video so I can upload it on behalf of them on my channel. We'll see. The first steps and also the gameplay of the Birdman are crucial and very hard, actually. Unlike the Federation, lizards, you don't have money, but you need money. For all your ships, you need good torpedoes, or you know, you need some torpedoes. It don't need to be the highest, but you're a torpedo race. Then you need to get from A to B, so in general, you would need high mobility, therefore high engine tech levels. And also, as a bird, you need to sweep mines. And the problem is you don't have double mining rate, you don't have extra money, and you rely on finding a combination of both natives wise, and at the same time you also need to play aggressively. If you just play the, like almost any torpedo race, very passive, in the long run, the carrier races, not always, but you know, in general, the rule of thumb will overwhelm you. Yeah, because sweeping is kind of free once you have the beams, and then you just sweep, 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 and then suddenly, you know, the guy with more firepower will win. Okay, long talk short, let's see how he opens that up. The standard opening is normally you get the first freighter, you load it up with 100 clans, 100 supplies maybe, or any kind of other combination. That's his kind of preference. So, and then you fly out, colonize something, and then fly back, and so on. But also you normally generate large deep space freighters, at least the first 2 turns. Because maybe, I don't know if you know it, but within the first 3 planets, there is always 1 native planet guaranteed. Right? And if you drop then some clans there, you will instantly make money. So I'm very eager to see how he opens. The first difference I already see is this. He is opening with a massive overtaxing to 40%. If he would even tax 1% more, they would start to riot. The drawback of this, so he gets a lot of money, and I guess he's going to upgrade the technology and not build and open with a large deep space fighter, but play it aggressively. We'll see. Maybe, yeah, Resolute? No. Would he go for Resolute first? Because I'm a little bit puzzled to see the mega crystals. Okay, let's have a look. So first of all, what are you doing? Oh yeah, 100 clans. Okay, this is standard. And also, before we jump to that, max mines almost. He didn't go for max factories and max mines. They're both at 255, not at max. I don't know why. because maybe they will decay. Probably that's it. Not sure. Oh, and I also see here a comment, and the comment is always on the picture itself. So if you click on it, his opening will be 2 Resolutes and then followed by 2 large deep space freighters. I see. The Resolutes are the strongest mid-size ship at the beginning, and he is going to use that aggressively. I understand. Okay, therefore, this freighter is loaded up, flying to this planet. He doesn't know what he will encounter. Set to minesweep, 100 clans, 100 supplies, 700 mega credits. The credits he will use to build first 100 factories. So 300 will be used, and then he will use the 1 turn later. The factories will produce 100 supplies, and he will use the 100 to build 100 mines. That's why he has 700 mega credits on here. Now let's have a look. I predict if it's a Resolute, then with Mark 4 torpedoes. And there we go. Exactly, that's happening. A Resolute with transwarp and X-rays. And if we click on it, we can see what this ship costs. So he really went for tech level 7, 1015. And yeah, so a Resolute costs around about 1000 mega credits. He has 1000 left at the moment, so he will be able to build another one. He's getting 2 grand more, and with the tech levels here, for at least 3 turns or 4 turns, as he has analyzed, he will be able also to build the large deep space freighters, plus also the factories will produce, so he will have enough money. Great, so that's his opening, Resolute and medium. All right. Then let's have a look at turn number 2. Ships have moved, and also, as you can see, he has marked one of the planets up here, and where he says he probably thinks that the opponent's starbase is located. It's here. Okay. Let's see what he found. He found amphibian tribal, which is really, really shitty, because if you see, if you tax them, but since there are at least 6 million, it's not too bad. Tribal is normally bad from a government type because you don't get much money, but even without overtaxing, he would get 300 here. That's good. However, the planet itself is a rock. More or less, it doesn't have many minerals and high density, so he will probably fly back directly, yes, which he's doing, but at the same time beaming up uranium. And he has written Heti Takaisin Yavasen Malta Alas. I don't know what that means. I will look that up later. For now, he's sending himself messages to, kind of remind him what he wanted to do. And here he has the Resolute. I am not sure if he will put torpedoes on it. I've personally, because it has a cargo room of 280, maybe I would put on 8 torpedoes or something, because with Mark 4, 8 times 13 is 104 mega credits. He could, in theory, do that. So let's see. No, he didn't do that, but he is doing the same as before. 100 supplies, more clans, 180, but again the 700 mega credits. So he kind of sacrificed a little bit, or took the money. Here he should have had 2,295, and he's going to develop these planets here, and then I assume fly this direction, because somewhere here is his opponent. So let's see. And from his comment, he wanted to build 2 Resolutes and 2 large deep space freighters. And exactly that's what he's doing. He is getting a second Resolute. Interesting. Very aggressive opening. I like it. And yeah, this ship is at this stage unbeatable. If you put some, torpedoes on it, which he didn't. That's the only thing I question. Because 8 torpedoes and then 172, I think that would be manageable. Or 9 torpedoes, then he could fire 3 rounds. But okay, hell. We don't know. Still, I don't understand why he didn't max the factories and the mines. Maybe there is a reason for that, because this is really astonishing me a little bit. Fine. So, ship is flying back. We are going, also scoreboard wise, many people, as I said, opened with freighters. The Evil Empire opened, I don't know, we could have a look. This guy most probably built a Meteor. This guy probably built a Cobalt and set it up to bioscan. Also Fury maybe a D7, and the Empire of the Burst we have seen, it's a Resolute. So let's go for the turn number 3. Okay, the medium deep space fighter has moved back. A new Resolute has been built. Oh yeah, and this is something I forgot to say. Both Resolutes are set to kill. With X-rays, regardless if what kind of hyperspace capable ship you would encounter at this stage, you will always capture it. That's the reason why they're set to kill, and he's playing it really aggressively. Okay, so again, what is he doing now? 100 clans, 100 supplies, but this time he put 400 mega credits on it. His assumption is going to fly out to this planet and just directly build 100 mines there. Maybe if the mines are too shitty, he won't do it, but let's see. Maybe he will switch to factories. This Resolute, sending into the other direction. It's always a good thing. Spread your warships so that you don't have a flank where you are, you know, kind of vulnerable. So he's flying it out. And with that, he will have next turn all nearby 3 planets discovered. Maybe he will find another native planet. We are going to see. Large Deep Space Fighter, as predicted, is in queue. Let's calculate. 255 plus 257 is 502. No, 512. Plus the supplies. 762 plus this, so he will have enough for a large deep space fighter next turn as well. But then afterwards he needs to switch to something smaller. So maybe a Swift will come out. Let's see. Again, ship flying this direction and this one flying that direction. And let's see what he found here. Okay, it's a rock. However, not too bad actually. Reason for that is, number one, you also need fuel, as all other races as well, right? But you also have some molly here. So he dropped 100, 100. Again, same thing. First we'll build some factories and then we'll build some mines. And to confirm that, let's have a look. I think he distributed it a little bit. Okay, that's also interesting. By distributing it, he starts to mine a little bit already. Next turn he will have 67, and then, you know, he will first upgrade more factories. And as you can see, learn from this, he's also taxing his colonists. You know, every little bit counts, and getting a little bit of money there as well. All right. So scoreboard wise, no change. In turn 4, I usually expect the Lizard and maybe the Evil Empire to build a second starbase. We'll see. Time Machine, turn 4. Right, ships have moved out further. And jackpot, he has a bovinoid planet here, which he has found, and it is, look at this, 3 planets, and he has like 2 natives. This bovinoid planet and is so good. Good natives, because bovinoids generally are great because they provide supplies, kind of almost double money. Representative means he will get great mega credits, and last but not least, although the density is a bit bad on the neutronium, as you can see, He has a neutronium planet here, but the molly is awesome. 80%. Boom, jackpot. And with that planet, he needs to develop fast. I would now unload all clans I have. I would drop with the Resolute 1 clan and then continue. So let's see what he's doing. Exactly as I stated, he dropped just one clan because you don't need to do more. And this is something I didn't expect. I thought he would fly down this road, or at least to here, but no, he's going to maybe fly this direction, maybe into this cluster and then up. Could be a possibility. We will see. Okay, again, still on kill. Dropped everything. Great. What do we have here? Humanoid. Okay, again, awesome. It's tribal, not big of a deal. Reason for that is, again, neutronium, 91%, excellent, but with the humanoids, this will be 100%. This first base he's going to create here as soon as possible, because then he can create and get nice hulls. He has dropped just one clan, and he will then later develop this planet. For now, because, you know, tribal, you don't need much. He's stating beam up fuel, and he explicitly changed his primary enemy, since he's no longer on kill, to cyborg, because a rebel usually don't jump onto a planet since they're planet immune and don't attack directly. A probe has only one beam. They usually don't do that either, but a Borg would do that with plasma bolts or blasters. That's why he probably set it to cyborg. Okay. Again, Mr. Koski, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, this is just my analysis. Most probably some things I said are wrong, but you know, maybe we'll get one day the occasion to talk about that and then see if I was right or not. Alright, this planet, he dropped everything but one clan. Reason for that is he wants to also explore what's on this planet and then most probably fly back. Let's see with which direction. Yeah, okay. Good. So, and as predicted, 1,200 clans going to fly to this planet here. And now I'm very eager to see what he has queued. I would suspect either a medium deep space fighter or a Swift Heart class scout. And it's another large deep space fighter. Oh yeah, it's the second one. I'm sorry. Yeah, we just calculated, but I'm eager to see which one's the turn after. So scoreboard, let's see. Did anyone in turn 4 build a second starbase? No. Interesting. Okay. Time machine, turn 5? No, I think we forgot the planets first, so let's have a look at the planets. This one is clear. Yeah, still overtaxing, but he didn't use the supplies to build more factories, which I am a little bit puzzled on why. Maybe he's saving them, but the question is for what? I would have now maxed the factories because US Bird need money. Here, as I said, 100 factories. Next turn, I expect 100 mines to dig out that stuff. Okay, good. So time machine, turn number 5. Right, let's start with this ship. Gypsolial. Oh, great. Yeah, okay. Seeing that Gypsolial, we have a humanoid tribal planet here. Here we now have the Gypsolial. Also in my race guide, I said these are the two most important ones besides the ones that give you money. This will be definitely his first base. And from here, he will then produce Warp 9 engine ships. Pretty sure of it. We'll see. What does this Resolute now do? 100 clans, 100 supplies. You guessed it. He likes the 100. Drops it onto this planet, and here is the uranium source. So we found so far, or he found, 2 molly planets. I think it was this one. This one is not as strong as this one. This is great. He found this uranium planet. And the only thing then he needs to supply is titanium, and usually these ships don't need much, and look at that. Takaisin Yavasen Malta Alas has found his titanium source as well. So he has like these 3 planets also provide minerals, and also this bovinoid is great. And you just, tax them once and then let them grow 40 degrees. Awesome. Also 36% is not too bad. Yeah. Okay, so let's cycle through his ship. Again, cyborg, primary enemy set. I explained why. Beam down money. And as I said before, we have the large deep space freighter here, and he will definitely fly it just back, drop everything. Yes, exactly, that's what he did. He dropped everything. He took everything off the planet first. He's overtaxing his own clans a lot, every little bit. And I think there is a add-on here active, because normally you don't see this gross plus sign here, but that's fine. Probably he has some script running. He's flying that large deep space freighter back, and he is providing another 1,200 clans here. Reason for that is temperature is quite good, and you then just take the supplies generated on this planet and distribute and further, build up planets in that area. This medium deep space freighter captain is very happy because that detour with 1 clan was very, very successful. He's going to fly back. And since there are only 1 million here, it's enough to drop like 110, 120 clans here, and the rest will grow with the natives. Okay. Also here, he dropped 1 clan, and now he switched to sensor sweep to see if he will now encounter anyone. So he's no longer flying with kill, but with sensor sweeping, because maybe it depends on whom he will find here in this cluster. He will maybe go aggressive, or he will try to establish a relationship. Let's see. All right, now is the turn where I say eager to see if he has a Swift-Heart ship queued or a medium, because I would say it's a Swift-Heart. No, I would go for a medium deep space freighter. Reason is I have this bovinoid, and there we see it. Okay. Living on the edge, but that's exactly what you should do. Don't ever have too much excess stuff, minerals, money, or something like that on your planets, because it's a waste, right? So plan is now to develop and get a second base up here as soon as possible. The earlier the better, because then he can build Swift-Hearts, mediums, whatever you want from this planet, and faster explore and colonize. So again, let's cycle through the ships. He's running a little bit low on money, as you can see. And since the natives, his colonists, he is at 40%, don't grow, but that's fine. At some point of time, he will need to bring back the supplies and money from here. Because money-wise, I think this is the only planet which is producing enough. Amphibians are producing a little bit. The feudals will produce a little bit, and that's it. This is tribal. Okay, this is like 200 supplies or 300 per turn, but that's it. Yeah, so not the greatest money income so far. So let's cycle through the planets. So maybe he's saving this money because of that. But if he would have built factories last turn here, in my opinion, it would, they will pay themselves within 3 turns. I would have maxed these factories definitely. But again, I'm not the best player, so maybe there's something I overlook. Okay, so this is cool stuff. At some point of time, he needs to bring stuff here. And as predicted, 100 mines built. And if we click on it, he doesn't use the automated mine and factory building. Okay. And here, no, he's always doing it manually, also overtaxing 32%. Okay. And here also he split it and said, okay, since I have titanium here, let's go for a little bit of factories but more mines. So 80-20 split. It's not 100 of one. Okay, good. So again, let's have a look. And the reason, again, no star race. The reason why I'm looking at this in depth is the first turns are always crucial. So take your time on the first steps and the first turns, okay? Turn number 6. So also just gut-wise, I would say turn 10, 11, he needs the starbase up and running. Okay. He encountered an enemy, and these are the privateers, and the privateers also instantly set share. Intel? Really? Let me see. Diplomacy. Yeah. Thing is, now we are going to check something. And this is, now listen very carefully. Turn 5. He doesn't have any kind of reading whatsoever. Nothing. No sensor sweep, no ships encountered, nothing. So what is happening here? Why is in this turn the diplomacy, you share intel, they sent ambassador. So he has set this already in turn 5. Let's go for turn 4. Check the same. You give safe passage, they send ambassador. I mean, it might be that a privateer is here already. No. No way could a privateer here at his planet. And yeah, safe passage set. Let's go for turn 3. Very eager to see that. Okay. So in turn 4, without seeing, knowing anything, a kind of communication happened between the players, and I guess they kind of shared where they are, more or less. As a birdman, I can do that with a little bit of risk with a privateer, because, you know, your warship's cloaked, you can't steal them. Just in rare cases if you fuck it up. And then I think he started to share safe passage, show goodwill, and then started early negotiation. And this is something, if you get beaten against these kind of good players, the exact reason why this is happening is this one. From turn 1 onwards, they are spreading messages out to other high-ranked players just to see where they are. Reason, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because if you know there are only 4 guys in this game who are really strong, you normally don't want to clash with them, and then, you know, both you lose your ships, and maybe weaker players gain a momentum. So this is something you need to be aware of. In many of these cases, these good players ally up very early. And then comes the second crucial part. They start to kind of play together, and 2 players contemplate each other a lot. For example, in this occasion here, one of the factors will be kind of mitigated by playing with the privateer. And that's the mobility of the birds. If you have watched one of my race guides, the Birdman, I said what the Birdmen lack is fuel, and the fuel tank and the reach of it, because the Darkwing has only 200 kilotons of fuel tank. If he would get a Meteor, even with a crappy configuration, that would be a game changer. Right? And then I will also understand why he performed very well in this game. So let's see how this works out. Again, without seeing him, without, you know, reading anything, he already established communication, and expect that always from anyone else. So he probably contacted at least 5-6 guys, turn 1, and then some replied, and then, you know, this kind of happened were the ones that I'm like in the you know, low left part of the map, and he was like, yeah, then we are probably neighbors, let's play together. Expect that to happen. You can't prevent it. It's like it is. I don't like it, honestly, but it's part of the game. So diplomacy is one of the strongest mechanisms in the game you should utilize in order to win. Good. Having said that, let's cycle through what is happening here. And as I predicted, I said turn 8, 9, 10. No, I said I think round about 10 a new starbase, and he will build it at turn 8. So look what he did. He took off everything from his home planet as far as he can afford it. He's flying over the amphibian tribal planet directly to the feudal gypsolial planet and is going to build a base there. Sorry. For that, he also needs money. And I guess let's see what he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to fly with this medium to this bovinoid planet and then take the money and also arrive at the same turn. So he will be able to build his base there. Okay, this guy is flying back. Sorry. And here he has encountered a rock. Again, duranium. So 2 duranium sources here. And as I said, interestingly, Super Spy said, no beam up fuel is going to fly over here and then probably invade this cluster. The rationale, or what he might have thought, might be that he thought or thinks that this guy, seeing this cluster, will fly into that cluster and try to develop that. Because that's a nice cluster here. Very many planets nearby, and if you as a bird can disrupt that, force the enemy to, you know, babysit your fighters, you already won a little bit, or you know, you are already pestering the enemy. What else? Oh yeah, as I predicted, a ship exchange is coming up. So he's giving this ship up, and in return he will most probably get a meteor. Yeah. The fuel tank I think is like 480 on this ship. The privateer somewhat benefits, but not that much. But he gets a better ship, but he can't clone it. So trading a ship for the Birdman makes absolutely sense. If I would be the privateer, I would never, you know, exchange a ship like that, because I have done one ship, I can't clone it. But if they then decided this early on, look, it just turned 6. Intensive talk, let's play this together out, regardless what happens. Fine, yeah, and that's why they're probably doing it. So, ship is set to GS5. He dropped only 25 clans here. He is going to drop some here, and then maybe here. Also, borders kind of communicated, and that's it. Okay. Again, I thought this is a medium deep space fighter. It would fly back home, resupply, but he's not doing that. Now watch this. Important moment. Ta-dang! Look at the planet. He had the 100 clans here. They grew by 1. He built the minerals, and now look what he did. He took off all the clans from here except for 1. Reason for that is you don't need more than 1 clan on this planet. Long term, yes, because you want more factories, but it is now all about speed. If he would have flown 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, you would need 2 more turns to get this planet developed. And as you can see, you only need 100 clans here. And instead, for optimizing his route, he just flew back empty, took everything off except for 1 clan. He has barely enough clans and flies back to this bovinoid planet to get it immediately, boom, up and running. Very important, right? Look at this, incorporated. And also, your mines and factories don't immediately fall to 1, but they decay with a certain rate. Okay, and you can sustain that for a very long time. Okay, so this is this. As I said, let's also go through the planets, and as you can see, barely living on the edge. I would say another medium, or maybe a large if he has the money. A medium, yes. Planets, let's have a look. Okay, and here flat 40. Not sure, maybe he's going to tax it, so he will receive that. And as you can see, with overtaxing here, he's getting 1 grand out of this tribal planet. Oh, I see. So he doesn't even need to fly to the bovinoid planet, take the money and fly that way. So probably the medium will head this direction. Let's see. This is nice. Also set to nuke. And also defense-wise, I now know why it is 21, because you get 1 extra fighter for the 1 extra defense. That was in one of my previous videos where I was wondering. Good. The bovinoids overtaxing, and he maxed out everything. Defense-wise, okay, he put enough so that a random probe wouldn't destroy this planet, because you need to really protect this planet. Also, very second thing you need to now pay attention. Look at this. 100 supplies were dropped, but he built only mines. Why? Yeah, maybe you guessed it. I mean, with factories, in 4 turns, he could then start slowly building up the mines for free, right? But with doing it like this, he's sacrificing the factory building and preferring to get the minerals out of ground, because he's going to build a base here. He has a nearby planet, the bovinoid planet here, and he is going to be able to supply it with money and stuff and get this up and running. But he prefers, like every very good player, this is a pattern you will see always. You have the uranium on here, and they sacrifice the factories to get the minerals out faster. Money-wise, by overtaxing, he's getting it. But as I said, this is what he's doing. And you should copy that, all of you. Also here, look at this. Another Molly planet. So we have this low one. We have this high one. And here's another one. So this one, he should also most probably develop as soon as possible. Okay, this will be most probably his 3rd base. So first base, as I said, the Disruptors, and this will be his 2nd base. 3rd base, sorry. Total. All right. Go board. 2nd base by Unexpected, the Cyborg. Not by the Lizard, not by the Evil Empire. Interesting. Time Machine, turn 7. Later on, as you know, we're going to speed up. But I hope you still enjoy it, because these are now, you know, the things you need to remember. After turn 15 and 20, everything goes into the 2nd phase. It's more straightforward. But what you do here determines on how the game progresses in the long term. Okay, so he is meeting up with a ship here. He's handing it over, and most probably this ship is also set to GS3, so they will going to exchange the ships. Or let's see what will happen. Okay, first of all, flying this direction, he dropped, as I said, the clans, and he's flying because there's no direct connection from here to here. This planet has some minerals, but he's flying back this direction. Not sure why. Maybe it's because to save fuel. Fuel is full, but he's going to supply Homeworld with some minerals. All right. As predicted, look at this. 1,200 clans, mega credits, and he's heading straight toward the humanoid planet, and this will be then. He's preparing it already with a 3rd base. Not mineral-wise, but transporting clans. And again, the new medium will fly to here. We'll see. Pick up some supplies. Okay, he loaded it up, And also, again, now watch what hear what I'm saying. The Gypsodial planet has some clans. He's taking some clans with him. Also some supplies. So a base costs 900 to build. If you subtract that, with the 100 supplies, he can build 100 factories on the Gypsodial planet, and will be then left with 288 money left over. The supplies one turn later will provide you some money, and also the Gypsodials will generate some money, so he will be able to build one turn later a transwarp medium deep space fighter, and this is what he has probably calculated. We will see. I didn't do the math completely in my head now exactly, but just from a gut feeling. Yeah, seeing the numbers roughly. Again, the uranium moly flying the stuff back. This bovinoid planet is providing money and supplies. And now also remember, by turn 8, 9, 10, look at this, all moly is harvested. It's gone. You need to be careful, especially as a beginner, that you don't get dry of moly, because moly you always need for the engines. Okay, that's also the reason, but as you can see, enough is coming out of the ground, so I expect to see some back and forth, and then later to develop this direction. Okay, the Resolute, as I said, is heading into that direction. That's it. What is he building? Okay, this is a surprise. A Brightheart class destroyer. I don't like that ship. The only reason, or there are two reasons for it, is because it has two engines, so it costs at least 600 mega credits. It's expensive. It has only 90 fuel, so it can't reach a lot of area. It has cloak, great, but only cargo of 40. It's fairly strong. 2 beams for torpedoes. And yeah, I think it is low on moly, and he wants to conserve it. Maybe that's the reason why he's building it, to conserve the moly. Because 2 engines cost 70, so this ship costs out of the box 19 moly, or even less, because the torpedo tubes and so on also cost moly. Okay, this is a surprise actually. So I promised also to make 2 Birdmen best of the best guides. I want to see what maybe other players do. We will see. Okay, planets wise, let's go through them. Still overtaxing going on, and yeah, Smalley is being dug out. It's awesome. You have some mega credits, but you can't utilize it at the moment because you don't have any supplies which you are building. This planet isn't doing anything at all. Okay, so as you can see, he has also many planets which aren't producing anything. He's just focusing on the ones which give him the benefits. Yeah, and also this one clan planet, awesome. As you recall, we had like, didn't we have 100 mines? No, we had like 90, right? And we lost some. Also 20 factories, and we lost some, I guess. Yeah. Good. Turn 7. Time machine. Turn 8. Base established. Turn 8. Look at this. Mega credits, and as predicted, but yeah, factory is now built because he needs the income. Every little bit will help. And with the mega credits, you need 300 mega credits to go to tech level 3 for the mediums, and another 300 to get to buy the transwarp engine. So 365, I think, is what a medium costs. And he has enough moly and enough of the minerals to directly build a medium deep space version. This will be the next ship, I'm pretty sure. This ship, what is he doing, is flying back to the bovinoid planet, and then he will pick up all the moly and stuff, and then most probably fly back. Here he found another Bovi planet. Okay, this is his Bovi game. Cool. So he dropped the clans here. Yeah, 77. And he will get this planet up and running. if it wouldn't have been a bovinoid, there's no chance, because he doesn't have any supplies with him, to get that up and running, right? This is the only way to do it, and he got lucky here with bovinoids. Otherwise, he would carry those clans, and then, you know, you can still drop them on smaller planets. Okay, what is happening here? So we have 200 clans, and yeah, this large deep space fighter is still heading to this planet. It dropped some clans so that the medium can pick them up and then resupply this planet back. So by combining this, he's again saving time, because he doesn't long term want this planet to have everything decayed, because he also needs the titanium from here. Okay, further flying to the humanoid planet, and he already took off all the moly which was harvested here, but he's not taking any more of the other stuff. So I would have maybe expected to see the titanium and so on to be picked up, but he isn't doing that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now let's see where this Brightheart class destroyer will fly to. And wow, torpedoes 30. Okay, so his thoughts are probably, let's pick up some fuel, maybe from here or from here, go into the area and wreak some havoc with a very early ship and disrupt the enemy planets and the economy. That's his plan. Again, another Brightheart class destroyer. Very interesting. I now see, then maybe I was wrong on to say to not build this ship, because with this you can now do an early pressurement. You can go and early pressure the opponent, and there's no ship or anything. Also, you don't have 100 defenses on the planet yet at this stage, never. And with the 30 torpedoes, he can really cause some damage. But look at this. Still, I abide by it. 90 fuel, and look, by cloaking and burning fuel, he will, you know, can reach this planet, and it can maybe fly to here, and then it's out of fuel. You need to refuel, and that's the reason why I dislike this ship. Okay, so now let's speed up a little bit scoreboard wise. Turn 8, still Evil Empire, and the Lizard. I mean, the Lizard, this is really bad. And also, look, the Lizard didn't build anything, or maybe he lost the ship. Yeah, you should have a second base already, dude. Time machine, turn 9. And from 10 onwards, we're going to jump in steps of 5, as you already know. Again, so I predict medium deep space 3-10-1-1, and as you can see, exactly that happened. Here we still have a large deep space fighter, because we still have this bovinoid planet and we can resupply. And okay, look at this. A meteor arrived. He will have some clans on this ship, and the meteor will be set to GS3, and then he will probably try to clone the ship. Yeah, let's see where he's flying with this Brightheart class destroyer. Also very interesting. I would have never done anything like that, but look at this. No supplies, only clans, and flying into this back area. He's using this as a kind of scout, but the question is, why don't you do that with a medium deep space fighter? Probably because he needs those ships to bolster up his economy, and since this has a small cargo, and you know, hyperships tend to fly into the back area of the planets to refuel. Maybe that's the reason. At the same time, he's scouting, is there anything within, you know, these planets which I can harvest later? Let's see. Okay, he is picking still up all the stuff from here, flying at home. All right. At some point of time, because you have a Bovi planet here, you need to build a Merlin. So within, I would say, the next 3 or 4 turns, I would expect a Merlin to pop up at this planet. We will see. Okay, again, sorry, I'm sometimes switching back and forth, so let's see. What do we have here? Amphibians, but oh my god. What? Okay, this is a jackpot planet. Not because of the natives. Temperatures, okay, that's not the thing. It is, again, titanium, moly, density is 55%, boom. You need to directly develop that planet. And since he had supplied the Bovinoid planet with enough clans, and he can always, because it's just one turn away, resupply it with more clans. He takes everything he can afford, supplies, money, stretches himself out. He will directly build 100 factories, 200 mines. Yeah. And then from here, he will supply this planet and maybe, you know, with minerals. Okay. This guy is probably on a deep space Voyager kind of exploration. And yeah, let's see, what do we have here? Amphibian Tribal, 44. He probably dropped 20 clans or what? No, just one clan. Okay, maybe he will follow up with the large deep space fighter. Let's see. So one clan dropped. Yeah, I mean, because he's going to develop it. Sure. Yeah. My bad. Cloaking activated. Flying to this planet. Let's see. Okay, rock encountered. Question is now, will he one turn wait and then go for beam up fuel, or other way around? He dropped a clan here. Next turn he will take it, all the fuel. Yes, 64. Super spy, cloak it, and fly into this area. Remember something? Ion storms normally decloak ships. Okay, so if you have a cloaker, you fly into an ion storm, you get decloaked. But with Super Spy Advanced, this is a Resolute, it has that. Besides the Darkwing, there are only 2 ships who have that. You can fly into an ion storm and stay cloaked. Okay. Also here, he dropped every clan he has, 927, and the supplies onto the planet. He's waiting to get the money out and then to boom, I would say, build factories. Here he's going to build factories and then the mines later, a turn later. Definitely. Again, flying back. And now look, this is now the beauty. Because he had an early 200 mines built here, look what he dug out. Uranium. The moly is okay, but the uranium is very nice. And with that ship flying back in 2 turns, he has enough money on his planet to build a Merlin. So in turn 11, I predict a Merlin with the money from here, because then you have this kind of infinite mineral starbase generation machine where you get supplies are converted to minerals, and then with those minerals you build more bases and then more ships. Okay, good stuff happening here. Also the uranium flying back, you see? No moly. Preparation for the Merlin. I'm telling you guys. What is he now building? Large deep space fighter. Again, he has calculated I have enough stuff. And yeah, so let's again quickly, I think we covered all ships. Yes, planets wise. Yeah, I think this is now the place where we can speed up. And here, look again, what I predicted. He's no longer getting the money out because he said, for that what I'm building, I have enough to sustain for now. I'm saving it and investing into the future. And he rather wants to see the bovinoids grow because these are 21 extra supplies from next turn onwards. Yeah. Okay, Gypsodial, again, 411. You need 365 for a medium, so another medium will be next turn set. Pretty sure of that. And then he's going to develop everything a little bit faster. Okay. Good. So let's have a look. Scoreboard. Second base, Empire of the Birds. And again, I don't understand why Evil Empire and Lizard, they should have at least 2 bases. At least. Not good. Turn number 10, and then 5 turns always. Okay, what is this? A B200 class probe, which is great. Reason? It must come from this cluster. It is very unlikely because there are 2 cyborg ships. So one was jumped into here, and let's do that quickly, hyper jump. And the other one, you still click this. it's here. So one came probably from here and the other from here, which is bad. He now already knows there's the base, or at least somewhere in here. And with that ship, let's see what he will do. Maybe, because this was a, how do you say it? A nice random encounter. Yeah, and I see it. The Resolute is flying back. He will take the supplies generated, convert them into torpedoes, 10 or even, you know, more. So it's like 230. He will strip everything off, build torpedoes, and fly into that direction. Good. Let's start with the ship. Yeah, so fuel set. He's not going for cloak yet because the cyborg already knows that he is a bird neighbor. The cyborg won't be happy to see that. And especially if you know, oh shit, my neighbor is Koski. If you see Koski, always prepare, he will attack you. That guy is aggressive. He's going to fly back. Oh yeah, look, take off the minerals, build torpedoes, fly, and either this direction or that direction. He can reach it within 2 turns. He also will get the fuel from here. Good, Brightheart. Look at this. He's not panicking. Some people panic, seeing, oh shit, there are 2 probes. I need to divert my ships and fly back. He's not doing that. He still kind of flies with his large deep space fighter, continues to fly back home. Great. And yeah, let's see. I say there's a clone either happening or a Merlin being built. In this stage, if I have enough minerals, having a meteor, I would set it to clone. Yes. Good. So again, always flying over this planet or this planet. These are the way to go. What is happening with this ship? And as you can see, he's shift queued it and he's flying a kind of roundabout. Yeah. Let's see what he will do with those. Clone is being set. At the same time, he's towing the meteor, and this is again post order. First the ship is cloned and then movement happens. So that's the reason why he can do that. And he's flying to 1200 clans to here with the fuel. Then he will swap. I think the meteor will then take over and tow that ship. Let's see. Okay. Here he is now flying some uranium off the planet back to here. And he has built now the defenses, and 21 defenses should be enough because there are blast or plasma bolts to kill such a probe. Maybe with both probes attacking, we'll see, but again, I don't think this guy is a good player. A, he has shown himself, and B, both ships heading that direction, you see where he comes from. Yeah. Okay, so he dropped everything as predicted. Factories, 200 mines, as I predicted. This is just a jackpot planet here. What did he find here? Oh my god, humanoid participatory. Great. He will take the rest of the 700 mega credits. He will start getting the money out. So this and these 3 planets, these are his money sources. That's it. And with the meteor here, he will probably tow it directly to that planet. Let's see. Okay, so I mean, yeah, next base. Yeah, so you either build it normally here because you have the minerals also nearby, or in this case, I would then go for this planet, and then you have a nice chain and can, you know, build more stuff. Again, he is not panicking. He will fly back, beam up fuel, and kill this planet off because you don't want a infestation of cyborgs in your backyard. You never want that because these are then later 300 defense post planets, and yeah. So eradicate, and as you can see, turn 1, hype ship captures scouts first. And as you see, look where a hyper ship landed. Yeah, This is not because this guy is a magician or telepath, but he is wise and has seen a lot. Okay, maybe, yeah, cloning is happening here, and still a medium will be built here, but this time with warp 7, deliberately stating, and it can't be captured because he didn't set the base to fuel, right? So it would sit with 0 fuel, even if the probe decides to attack here. The planet is set to nuke and will probably kill it off. Again, yeah, star bases, bad. All right, now let's turn. I'm still going to go by 1 first of all, but later then go with 5 turns. Because now the game has changed totally. You don't see a typical Birdman game anymore, but you see a mobile bird, and this is rare. The reason for that is he will clone as many meteors as he can. And then later you can have lower maybe Resolutes, but more Darkwings. We will see how he plays it out. But that way he will get ultra mobile, okay? And then quickly attack everything. First thing I would do is, here he also marked it red and suspecting a cyborg there. Also, you see a cyborg flying away from here, so already very bad. I know this is a cyborg infested planet. Okay, what is happening? One probe, I think, with warp 9 flew back, and the other one kind of jumped out. Okay, so maybe it's even this one, is it? Could it be? Let's see. Yeah, it could be that he jumped to this direction and then set a waypoint. I don't know. So let's have a look. I predicted he's going to build torpedoes. He's not. I would have set MKT and then fly into that direction. Let's see what he will do. Okay, we should have a VCR, I guess. Yes, we have 3. Okay, he is just seeing how his privateer ally is capturing a freighter. What is this? Superstar carrier attacking Vohajar. And this was what I was waiting for, actually. So again, you remember what I told you? Look at this. I dislike that, but the game is as it is. You can communicate and, you know, get information from others by just writing messages, and he allied up, or, you know, talked into the evil empire, told them, do you want to play with us? However, and I want you to send us later the dark sense information and so on. Okay. Good. So, killed that planet, and what he's now doing is he's checking for more infestations. It's like a plague, so he's trying to eradicate, and that's the purpose of this ship. I see. Look, with any other ship, you might have, you know, had problems, because a Falcon could have handled this maybe as well, Fearless as well, but with the torpedoes here, this is an early ship to kill stuff. Beam up fuel, yeah, and it's flying around. Good. And if you're not cloaked, you don't burn that much. Let's see, what is here? Siliconoid. Yeah, you can build a base here as well, but at least natives there, so no cyborg. Drop 1 clan, I guess. Yes, continue. Okay, roundabout going on here. He picked up the supplies and maybe wants to develop here. Not sure, maybe. Let's see how he's going to play that out. All right, and this one will be set to clone again, correct? Yeah, always the same thing. Just clone it, and the other one is already here, right? Yes, it is. Okay, and Mark 4 engines, awesome. For me, the Meteor is the best ship in the game. It can cloak, double transwarp, you can tow, you can drop. There's nice fuel, awesome. For me, the best ship. And then the Fire Cloud. They share position 1 from. Okay, uranium, tritanium preparation. I would say fly them to here and then build a 3rd base, and then get that up and running. We'll see. Okay, let's cycle a little bit faster through it. Yeah, look, uranium, titanium, moly, as I said, switched the towing. So you can now reach it instead of 2 turns in 1, because the Meteor can go 162 light years. And yeah, I mean, don't forget, it's quite expensive to clone this, because 600, yeah, no, it's not that much. I think 1400. Let's have a look at the figures here. You need, okay, here's now building Gamma Darkwing, and cloning at the same time. Can you do both at the same time? Really? That would be news to me. So let's see if this is true. At least this is cute. We'll see, because I just wanted to check how much this ship costs, but let's see. Okay. And also he's now going to develop this planet. No cyborg infestation there, flying back, cool. And also going to develop that planet. Yeah, he's going to pick up the minerals and supply the humanoid planet with the stuff. This guy is continuing uranium, but that's fine, it's rock, doesn't matter. But still, he's building everything now here. He has now 4 clans, 2, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, and then maybe this for 4. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Again, the ship, I'm not sure. Next turn. Turn 12. Yeah, this is a little bit longer, I agree, but I already learned so much from this game just by analyzing it, and I hope you feel the same. So aggressive stance, and let's have a look. Okay, there is a fire cloud, and this is something I like. Look at the name. The name says B200 class probe, but it's not. When you see an explosion on the map, and it's not nearby, you will get a message, you know, a ship has exploded, the name of the ship was B200 class probe, and you would then guess, yeah, it's a probe. But no, it's not. It's a fire cloud. This is something that guy is doing great. This is cool. Also here, just a probe, and okay. So, what has happened? Okay. He waited at the planet because he assumed the ship would still fly that direction and captured it. Correct. That's the reason why he didn't fly. You remember 3 or 2 turns back, I said, why isn't he flying into the cyborg territory? He saw that the ship didn't have fuel and assumed and calculated. Look at the brain of this man. That he said he will probably take this path. I will wait here. I will just wait here. You know, like a spider, and wait until this ship flies into my web. And then I'm going to send it back and capture it. Yeah. And now he's going to build torpedoes. There we go. And fly into this cluster. Yes. Okay. Look. Smart guy. Okay, got it. No infestation. Humanoid. Drop 1 clan. Continue. Correct. Same thing, just always drop 1 clan. Amphibian, early tribal, not interesting. But now these planets get interesting because you have meteors. So at some point of time you can develop those, which you usually don't do that early. Also here, mega credits. He took all the mega credits. Oh yeah, I understand. He's doing a roundabout trip because, you know, here's the 3rd base as I predicted. And he's using these with just 1 ship. Yeah, it takes 5 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But with just 1 ship, he's getting enough minerals and, you know, stuff like that to distribute everything and get these planets up and running more easily. That's good. This is something I need to incorporate. Because you know, every planet you need more clans. 200 to have 200 mines. So this one has it. And it's breeding, but here, you know, you need another more mines to get the titanium out. Cool. Very good. And you see, what I'm doing here, this is just 1 game, maybe it bored you out and you now say, okay, I've saw enough, but you can always do that with other games as well. So you can't clone and build a ship at the same time. So he just already has queued a ship here, I guess. And maybe at next turn he will stop it and then get the Darkwing and fly also north and try to capture something with an early Darkwing. And we're talking turn 12 here, right? But with the Meteors, you can do stuff like that, where you know in 2 turns the ship can be where you normally take 4 turns to reach it, and this is a huge advantage. You will see in a second what I mean. Once the Darkwing is out, as predicted, supplying more and more stuff to the humanoid planet here. Good. And yeah, further developing back and forth. That's all fine. And this is now where we are starting to skip a little bit. Also here he sees there's a cyborg planet. He saw the reptilian planet, dropped 1 clan, flies immediately back. Because if there's any kind of defense post here or anything, he will lose that ship. He doesn't want that, so fly back to safety. Okay, so Star Bases is cloning. A Swift-Heart class scout. Nice. Okay. And yeah. I would also get this planet up and running as soon as possible to take 10 engines and 5 torpedoes. Then I would clone the Meteors here. And on this planet, I would then rather build Darkwings. Yes. Goody. Scoreboard. Still 2 base. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean it offensive, but I don't think the Evil Empire and the Lizard are playing this correctly. I'm sorry. Time Machine, turn 13. Come on. Okay, let's have a Darkwing, please. No, a large deep. Okay, let's see. Flying again to here, there. Okay. What? Why is he flying 160 light years into this direction? And then, yeah, he's going to meet with Brightheart. That's the reason. Okay, he's not flying this direction. He's just flying to here. The Brightheart has scouted everything. It's going to pick it up and probably fly to here and then into this area. I think that's his plan. Okay. Let's see. So further just supplying, you know, planets, the usual stuff. I'm not going to directly go over it. Also prepare to build some torpedoes next turn. Getting more and more stuff. Just distributing. This is now just pure economy. It's like chess. You see where do you need what and so on. Okay. And as you can see, 3rd base. Oh, smart. Okay, look what I said before. I said I would opt for that planet to spend tech levels extensively into the engines and the torpedoes. He's not doing that. He's saying, and this is smart, I will do that as well in the future. Since I am now mobile with the Meteors, I can afford to build something like this Darkwing. Then I'm going to take that, tow it over here, and then I'm in this cluster. And then the enemy can't get rid of me. I'm going to start to capture everything. And all of this is possible because of this ship. Without that ship, you can't do that. Not as, you know, you can, in theory, tow with a Resolute, but then you see him coming, and. That's why I said also in the beginning, this is not a normal bird game anymore. He now gained such a huge advantage by this one trade, which benefited him so much more than a privateer, that the game mechanics here totally changed the balance of power of this game of a bird. Okay, nevertheless, let's have a look. Do we have more VCRs? Yes, we have. The Brightheart is still cleaning his backyard. Cool. Okay, got it. So cleaning that. And yeah, meeting with that ship. And as I said, maybe, yeah, fly up and then you have multiple ships here then at the same time. 3 at least. That's good. And as I said, this guy just, as I predicted, gets the mines up and running. And he will fly back, yes, get repaired, and then also fly probably into the middle or colonize these planets. I don't know, we'll see. Planets wise, as you always living on the edge, but he has enough minerals. Here, he found an insectoid planet. Look at this now. Another money source, right? If I were him, would also focus to get that planet up and running. Good. Also human and feudal. Good that he cleaned the infestation, otherwise these natives would have been gone. The board would have assimilated everything. This Bovi planet, you know, this is so funny. Good. We went through all of that. Starbases wise, let's have a look. Darkwing, Large Deep, Swiftheart, turn 13, right? Yeah. And I don't know if you have the same feeling, but this feels so much faster, so much more done than what I do usually. At the same time, he has colonized a lot of planets, so echo-wise, I got a lot of ideas from him. But next, turn 14. 15, and then I will go in 5 steps, I hope. Okay, 14. Need to also drink something here in between. All right, I think this Borg, okay. Just one cyborg, he will not attack it. Yeah, he's, also smart. Just checking if there's an infestation here. Yeah. Cyborg enemy set. And he's flying that ship back. So he decided, because this was a waste, right? But he just changed plans. That's fine, that can happen. But I think also did is resupplied this ship with fuel, definitely. Yeah. Good. And what is this guy doing? Okay, he's now saying, I found a siliconoid feudal planet here. Okay, we also have anarchy and early tribal, so not the best, but here I can get some money. So I'm going to take some clans and then, you know, develop that planet. Okay, again, this one medium here has done so much. Very nice. Also, flying there with no kill set. Let's see what will happen. Again, more clans. Yeah, to the 50-degree planet. Okay. Yeah, and as I said, insectoid, you need the money, take it. Also here should be now a meteor, and it should tow the Darkwing to somewhere. We'll see. Okay, good stuff happening. Let's speed up a little bit here. Yeah, Tau is set. However, taking mega credits. Yeah, he needs the minerals on this planet to further build. Oh yeah, here's a Merlin coming. Okay. So he delayed that. Normally he would have built it a couple of turns earlier, but because he got the meteors, he shifted, and that's fine. Going to tow that Darkwing to here, and then he's going to fly this direction and then into enemy territory. And here, let's see, do we dig out some minerals? Yes, we do. Enough. He will get enough. He will then, you know, set this ship to MKT, which he already has, kill, and I don't know why this is set to the privateers, but okay. And yeah, good stuff happening. No more infestation. Okay, amorphs, no infestation. And last one, once he got that, he will fly into that cluster. Okay, good. Let's have a look at the star bases. Speeding up, Merlin, Large, and another Brightheart. Okay, the Brightheart is for him. If I can't afford anything else, and if I have enough, I can, besides Swift-Hearts, also build this as a small kind of killer ship where there aren't too many defense posts at the beginning. That's what he is doing with this ship. Got it. Okay. Turn 15. Where are you? Turn 15. So maybe in 2 steps, not in 3. Okay. Here he sees, okay, peekaboo. Look, gave it a name. He's mocking the enemy a little bit, knowing that he is strong. On the other hand, wow, nice. The cyborg has already an annihilation class. Battleship. Not bad, sir. Not bad. Okay. Seeing 10 clans here. Just further looking for a planet where he sees some assimilation going on, and he is going to attack that. Did we have some infestation here? Oh yeah, 3. Okay, yeah. Okay, another killed, and as you remember, he had 30 torpedoes firing, 5, 6. That's why he has also 30 on it. Let's see. Okay, the privateer is still sharing his success, and he's showing Commander Koski, look how I fought with the one Resolute I got from you, which I can't clone. Yeah. Good. Again, let's cycle now quicker through the ships. Now I'm not going to go into more detail because the rest here is just economics. It's just more like to see how the game now progresses and what he's doing next. And yeah, the Brightheart cleared all infestations and is now heading for the enemy territory. The ship will continue, and as I predicted, the Darkwing is heading this way, but I'm going to see how he's going to handle this annihilation, because this, I think, is going to fly directly south. This will be interesting to see. Turn 15. So now, as I promised, turn 17, we jump over 2. Okay. The annihilation didn't move, did it? I'm scoreboard, cyborg. Where's the cyborg? There. Got one planet. I'm sorry, I need to check this annihilation. Okay, the annihilation vanished. He flew back, and then maybe he flies again. Let's see. Okay, then let's do something else. We have a Resolute being built. Okay. Where is he building that? At his home world. Okay. We have a Red Wind class carrier. Again, a ship I totally dislike. I don't think this is worth it. But we'll see what he will do with that. Yeah, look at this. He was here. The waypoint was set. He saw the annihilation, and then no, he didn't. It's a second Darkwing. Yeah. The other one is still there. Okay, got it. So let's jump directly to turn 17. Okay. Red Wind build. He's now switching to Warp 7 Resolutes. Okay. Again, taking the Darkwing. And has torpedoes, and he's going to get rid of the cyborg infestation here. And with the Swiftheart, he's now carefully checking, although he's not cloaked here, if there's a cyborg infestation. And if yes, he would send another ship. This ship will just lay dormant, I guess, at this place. Okay, just quickly cycle through it. And also set to not fire torpedoes. You don't need to do that. You have disruptors and you can kill planets off like that. Super spying first. And yeah, money is pouring now in from here. And yeah, that's it. So let's see, 1 VCR. This is the not fire torpedoes, and this is huge. Yeah. So the cyborg will lose his whole cluster here, and the annihilation now came out again. Star bases. He has now 5 star bases. Okay. He's building transwarp neutronic on his home world. Let's see. So transwarp. Is this base? Yes. Then a super transport fighter. Look at this. He's saying I got a lot of uranium. Let's build it with warp 1. And with a meteor nearby, you can, tow it. I got it. And scoreboard wise, now let's have a look. This guy has 5 star bases. Evil Empire 1, Lizard 1. Okay, Lizard and Evil Empire aren't very good. But yeah, and now he is going to skyrocket this game a little bit. Time Machine 19. VCRs. Okay. Yep, destroying more and more planets, and then the cyborg counterattacked. This is just a nuisance. This is like nothing. And with him having meteors, yeah. And now he's also on the enemy homeworld. There we got it. It's towing 162 out to here. And he's going to try to capture it with the Darkwing. And the Darkwing, I think, has gamma bombs, right? Yes. Yes. Very, very nasty. I mean, he can do that because there's no minefield and nothing here, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to watch turn 19. Let's have a look. All-star bases, he's producing stuff. As you can see, a nice mixture. And that's interesting, honestly. I tend to rather go then only for Resolutes and Darkwings and stuff, but he, as you see, he is also not afraid to build heavy phasers with Tart 1. For me, it's useless, but later on he can tow it, he can then maybe sweep, this guy fights and so on. So he's also clocking the queue. That's what he's doing. Okay, Time Machine turn 20. Now, because I want to see the capture of the fire cloud, there we go. Gamma bombs, and this will capture this fire cloud. Boom. Now he has also fire clouds. And somewhat he also got a Resolute up there. Rightheart's doing their stuff. Mark IV, the Deridex class, is killing everything. This cyborg ship is history. Yeah, it was like, I'm going to poke you, and now I'm going to die. Goodbye. And scoreboard wise, yeah. All right, and now you see this is very unusual. This shouldn't happen normally. Never ever, right? The lizard. Here you would normally read the name lizard. 5 bases, most ships. Not like this. No way. Okay, so and now seeing that it's just a matter of time until this guy gets eradicated. So let's go for Time Machine turn 25. And you see more and more the expansion, but also this expansion only possible like this because of the meteors. You wouldn't get it like this normally, not at turn 25 where we are, not with the Birdman. I'm sorry, that's, I think, correct statement. Seeing how he has spread out, I mean, he did that awesome, right? Don't get me wrong. It's not about criticizing, but a huge factor in this is really because of this meteor early train. Okay, here he says don't blow, don't blow, don't blow. Fuel 0. Here's an annihilation. I don't think that he wants to lose this. What is he doing? He's towing this ship out to this direction. He will end up with 0 fuel unless the annihilation, yeah, there's also nothing on this planet. That's okay. That's also funny. I'm so glad I looked at this. Oh my god. If this works, okay, this is a tip and trick. And Mr. Koski, I have to say, I'm going to take this and make a tip and trick out of it. Turn 25. There are no clans on this planet. The planet was owned by the Birdman. He stripped everything off the planet, and can you see it? He set the friendly code to GS3. If the cyborg, you know, by accident, because he wants to beam up something, I would have also maybe left some fuel on the planet so that he maybe does it. Changes the its friendly code to GS3, has clans on board, and you have clans here. Then he would hand over the annihilation. I'm not sure if this works, but if it does, wow. So anyone who has sustained 1.5 hours already, yeah, this is something great, and we'll see. Okay, nevertheless, he's towing the annihilation out. Not sure if he can do that. And he will arrive with 0 fuel. Will he then maybe also redirect that ship to meet him there? Let's see. Okay, nevertheless, let's have a look at his ship list. We have those famous 4 Brightheart class destroyers, all transwarp but Mark IV. They did their job, tremendous. He also now in the meantime managed to get Darkwings out, and again, he's not afraid to build Mark IV Darkwings. This is something I need to incorporate. I don't do that. I just directly go for Mark 7 or higher and just maybe build one with Mark 4. But he is like, no, it's a huge ship and it has its purposes. I'm cloaked. He has also now started cloning the fire clouds, and as I said, with the fire clouds and meteors, he's circumventing the fact that his fuel is low. He has also some meteors, not too many. Yeah, I mean enough, right? 5. And he has some resolutes, so it's a well kind of roundabout balanced ship list. Turn 25, normally the queue should be full by now, but it's not even halfway through. So I don't know what the other players are doing, but this is not normal. There should be much more ships in this game. I'm still going to look at turn 26 now, just to see if something with this GS3 kind of stuff has worked. No, it didn't, but that's fine. He arrived empty here, as predicted. Didn't blow up. What is this? Why is this ship set to GS5? Is that an accident? Oh, this is a privateer. Okay, somehow he also got the privateer. I mean, we skipped always, 5 turns, 5 turns. Somehow the privateer got up here and now they're going to steal. Oh, this is so nasty. The poor, poor cyborg. Yeah, everything is now coming a little bit too late. And he is also, this is something you can remember, you can go for intercept onto a ship with warp 0, and then next turn you will see the direction it will fly to. Okay, so then also a time machine turn 27. Good coordination. And I think the annihilation got caught by the privateer, but I don't know where it is. Let's have a look. 3 VCRs. Okay. Okay, nevertheless, you understood what has happened in this game from watching this. Let's also for getting this now completed because I'm talking too long. Turn 30. Yeah. And he also placed a fire cloud here and he's channeling stuff into the privateer area to also get rid and help aid against the robotic. Allied up with the crystals, I guess, because yellow color. So a lot of talking. Here is the Empire, as I said. Share intel is happening and now entering that phase. Scoreboard wise, yeah, I mean, just build more and more and more. Time machine turn 35. And the map is more and more changing. And yeah, it's now, let me see. Yeah, there's a Resolute. This is the privateer one. Yeah, I think there was a channel happening, but I'm not sure where it was. Ah, here it is. Okay. So getting 8 there. And now the cyborg is more or less history. Yeah, towing stuff in and out. Yeah. Okay. Time machine turned 40. Let's have a look. More and more, as you can see, also for you new players, right? He's also marking stuff, drawing a lot on the map for, you know, where is the Borg, where is this, what am I going to target, where I'm going to develop. But all these dotted lines, these are fire cloud lines, you see? Yeah. Good, so let's jump to turn 50 now, because now this is, in my opinion, getting uninteresting. And with Meteors and Fire Clouds is the strongest combo. You tow with the Meteors, the Fire Clouds over large distances, and then you channel just in your stuff, and you suddenly are at the border of someone who has never expected to see you, right? He hasn't prepared, he hasn't done anything. Same holds true if you play a game where you have wormholes, okay? Utilize them. Scout where they lead to, and then at some point of time, you know, jump into them, utilize them, and do that. Okay, and the rest is now history. So let's go directly to turn 50. Yeah, we had that. Let's jump to turn 60. And yep, a lot going on. Let's see, we have again 3 VCRs. A Meteor is killing off stuff here. And a Darkwing. I mean, you would normally never see that. You would never see someone starting here with the bird in turn 60 to end up here on the other side of the map. Because of flying from here to there, it just takes so much fuel, you can't usually do that. Yeah, and then he can easily develop everything. Again, take this with a grain of salt, this game, as a wrap up. I liked it a lot. I learned a lot. But this is not the typical bird game. It's not. The early trade of the Meteor changed everything. What he, on his own, did is to capture the fire cloud and then utilize it. That's totally on you. Awesome. Thumbs up. Right? And yeah, with that, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And let's see how the next Birdman player we're going to watch. Not sure whom I'm going to pick. We'll have a look. We're going to see what they do maybe differently. With that being said, thanks for enduring 1 hour and 42 minutes with me. I hope you still enjoy it, and see you next time. Gigaschatten.